Good morning, you wonderful humans. I'm glad to see you here again. It is day 48. That is day 48 of our virtual free exercise live stream. Good morning, happy face candle. I hope that you are doing absolutely wonderful today. It is Friday already. Let me get a woot woot. I hope you probably did that back home, actually, because that's a pretty good lead up into it. My name is Seth Spicer, and we're ready again for another day of free virtual exercise with the CCHS crew. There we go. Thank you very much. We love to see it. All right. So, Face, you know what's up. For anybody that's watching this on replay, this is a free exercise stream that makes health and fitness accessible. That is the mission of our organization. That is Connected Community Health Support. That is to make, glad to be here. Yeah. CCH, Connected Community Health Support's mission is to make health and fitness more accessible, especially for those who are looking to lose weight to improve their health or who might not have easily accessible health and fitness information and support. So with that said, there's 90 million like-minded people out there with you today that are joining to get a free virtual exercise session. What I'm going to do, per usual, is guide us through a warm-up, and then take you through 3 sets of 8 exercises of a complete body weight, no equipment required exercise. And by the time we're done, about 35 minutes will have passed, and we'll have worked out our entire body to get us set up for our healthy and enjoyable weekend. All right. So if you have any questions at all, like Happy Face is doing over here, feel free to shoot them into the chat. Feel free to engage with whatever you like. This is a good time. For those of you that are just joining, welcome. My name is Seth Spicer. I have 2 degrees now, master's in exercise science, and undergraduate degree in athletic training. So if you have any questions, I can probably answer them regarding health. All right. Feel free to check us out at, there it is, ConnectedCHS.com. And if you ever have any jokes in the chat, they're not going to be as funny as Happy Faces, but you can try your best. Kelsey Spicer, that's my sister, everybody, shout out. Good morning. I hope you are having a lovely morning. And Kelsey, this is going to be a good one. We're going to absolutely jive in this workout today. All right. So thank you for joining. I can see the count up at the top. So every time somebody joins, I try and give them a nice welcome. Doesn't really show everybody for some reason because our stream reports afterwards show that, but that's unimportant. I hope you've got your water. I'm going to grab mine quick. Boom, completely water. This water's good for you. And now we can get started with our warm-up. Per usual, always talk to a physician before beginning any exercise. We've made this program as adjustable and individualizable as possible, and it should be good for you. However, talk to a physician before you begin. Speaking of adjustable and individualizable, we have a couple additions today that should be able to help someone exercise who's even chair laden. All right. Forces have conspired against me to prevent me from getting things done. What forces? My brain and my body. I like that one. That's good. That's another good one. All right. Let's hop to it, shall we? We'll make this warm up kind of quick today, and then we'll get on with the extras. Starting with our ankles, we're just going to roll them side to side. I'm moving at the knees, but really what I'm looking for is that action inside outside of my feetsies. Good. Bring them around town. Go ahead and roll them. Just some good old-fashioned ankle circles, really. If you've got kids, this is perfect. You don't need to drive to the gym. You can just show up in your living room and have some fun with your man, Seth, and your kids even. Kid-friendly. All right. Moving up to the hips. Hold on to something. Do a couple leg swings side to side. Really work through that range of motion if you can. Do leg swings forward and back. Behind you, reach to the sky. Switch legs. My left side. Leg swings. Woo. Again, hold on to something if you need. And forward and back leg swings. Like you're kicking a football. or maybe a really annoying pet. Just kidding. I don't support pet abuse here. All right. And then my favorite, we're going to do some step overs. Close the gates. Step over the child playing with Legos. Carefully avoid the Lego. And switch sides. We're going to crush this. We get a nice, fast, but powerful warm-up today. And again, warm-ups are important to prevent muscular injury and improve performance, improve the feeling of ease during a workout, all right? Whoever just joined, welcome. My name is Seth. We're going to go through 8 exercises for 3 sets, 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, full body. I hope you'll join us. We're just finishing up the warm-up right now. Next step, we've done our hips. We're going to move up to our shoulders, really whatever we feel, either T-spine or shoulders. For shoulders, we're just going to do a good old classic shoulder circle, starting small, working our way larger with the shoulder circles, snapping, popping, cracking. Usually not the end of the world unless it hurts. If something hurts, don't do that, all right? We can always find another adjustment because, again, we provide tons of variations if something is painful, or shoot it into the chat. I might be able to help you out. Reverse arm circles, nice and slow. And now we can move on to our T-spine exercises. My favorite T-spine exercise is an open book. Both your hands go out in front of you. Breathe in, breathe out, and rotate your right hand to the wall behind you. Breathe in on the way back. And breathe out, reach to the other side. You're going to want to do that about 7 times on each side. Now, you don't just want to fly through the motion, although that might feel good. You really want to take your time and really try and keep your hips facing forward and reach and stretch through that entire range of motion. Again, this is the warm-up, and we're going to move through it quickly. Another thing you can do on your hands and knees, reach underneath you and reach up to the sky. Reach underneath and reach up to the sky. This is, again, another form of T-spine rotation. I call this one thread the needle. Thread the needle up to the sky. Again, just another tool in your tool belt. All right. All right. Shoulders, check. T-spine, check. Hips, check. Ankles, check. Next up, we have some neck circles, and we'll get to our exercise today. All right. Go ahead and rotate. 10, nice and slow each side. 10 slow circles, 7 to 10 each direction. Forces conspire against me. I'm still laughing at that. All right, switch directions. All righty. My neck is cracking and popping up a storm. Boy, I really needed this. I really should do some PNF stretching for my neck too, if I'm interested. And if you ever have a tight muscle, there's a thing called PNF stretching, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. And really what that means is you actively use the muscle. For example, if I'm trying to stretch my hamstring, I'm going to push down into the floor and then relax and stretch it. You do that for about 8 seconds of pushing and 30 seconds of stretching a few times on and off, and it works really well. There's a few different ways to do it, but that's the simplest. All right, here I come. I'm coming. All right, time to get started, yeah? So I'm gonna come up here. I have my timer ready to go. I'll keep track of the time. Don't worry about it. Have my exercises in front of me. I think we're ready to get started. All right, so the first exercise is going to be a hinge per usual, and you can do a bridge, a hip lift from the floor, a classic single leg floor touch. I'll demonstrate them. You can do a single leg floor touch, just tapping the back foot. Repeat on each side. A bridge, like we're used to, pressing the hips up to the sky. Or, of course, the chair seated toe touch right here, down and up. Keeping a nice tall back. Trying to squeeze the glutes to come up nice and tall. Again, a chair variation so that anybody can have exercise. I'm going to try and keep this one simpler today. I'll be more clear with my directions, and I'll let you choose the exercise that feels good for you. All right. Here we go. 10 seconds. Pick your poison. You can either choose the bridge, single leg floor touch, or if you're in a chair, the seated floor touch. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. I'm doing a single leg floor touch. Feel free to do whichever exercise feels best for you for our first movement. And our first movement is almost always a hinge. Push the butt back. Pull the butt forward. If you're on the floor, just pushing hips up to the sky. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with the first exercise. Boom. Next up, we have the row variation. We have the horizontal row exercise. For our body weight, that will either be a seated, bent over row, like so, or we will have the row to fly if we're standing. All right, join me, starting together in 3, 2, 1. Forearms on the knees, ready, begin. Reverse fly and row. Hands up to the sky on the side and row, pulling the elbows back. Keep on going. This is for your back, your rhomboids, your posterior delts, and these will do a good job of pulling your shoulders back into a rotation, pulling your shoulders back after sitting all day. Time with that exercise already. Time flies when you're having fun. The next exercise after the row is going to be our overhead press. There aren't too many different variations that you can do for this one. This is my favorite. Flappy birds are great, lateral raises, but these ones can always make a comeback into my heart. We have overhead presses starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Reaching overhead, pulling it on down. That's all an overhead press is. We're going for 30 seconds. No equipment required. Just aerobic exercise designed for maximal fat burn. Again, at heart rate range and an intensity where you're burning primarily fat for fuel. It's like going on a walk, but actually working all of your muscles. Beautiful. Time with that exercise. Next up, we have 2 variations for core. Number 1, we can either do a side plank or from the knees if you want to make it easier. And I'll tell you to switch halfway through. Or the standing variation is you're here into a wall, raising up a knee like so. All right. I'll start with the leaning wall variation. Press into the wall, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Leaning into the wall, feeling it in your inside core, just tapping and raising that leg. If you want to hold it, you absolutely may. Switch sides and begin. Try and keep your elbow, the bone of your elbow, pointed towards the floor. Core tight. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Again, you could have done a plank on the floor, but That is basically a standing variation of the plank. Next up, we have a squat. If you are seated, we're just doing a knee extension. That's all. 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. If you need a chair for a cue, squatting is just like you're sitting in a chair. Go to a depth that feels good for you. If it's a quarter squat, it's a quarter squat. If it's butt to the floor, God bless you, you have better range of motion than I do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Oi! I'll show you an exercise at the end that I did yesterday for funsies, and I will help you understand why my quads are very sore today. It is a quad killer, and it is a good one. I'll show you at the end as a bonus. All right. Push up from the floor, from the couch, or from the wall, starting in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Keeping the belly button sucked in. That's flexing your lower core, the lower 2 of your 6-pack, pulling them into your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. All right, so the next round, of course, you can just do an air press if you're chair bound. That's a push-up. Next up, we have swimmers. I'll get it nice and close for this one. Hello. Next up, we have swimmers. Swimmers. Audible, calling a change. We're going to do a hollow body hold for this one. And what a hollow body hold is I'll get a little closer to the floor for us. Hollow body hold is you're going to be laying on your belly if you're able to get to the floor. You're going to have your hands out in front of you like so. So we're really just laying right on out here. Now what you're going to do is with both hands above your head, you're just going to push your hands down into the floor, but that's not what you're focusing on. What you're focusing on is taking your lower core down here and activating it. So almost like you're pushing up into your hand right here. You're rotating your hips up underneath you. And now, with your belly button pulled into your spine, keeping your core tight, you're going to place your hands out in front of you and push down into the floor. All right, if you can, the only thing touching the floor will be your elbows or hands and your knees. All right, it's almost like a low plank, if you will. If you're standing and you don't want to work the lats down through the core, what you can do, of course, is a swimmer where you push up and pull down just like so. All right, starting the exercise in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Swimmer or hollow body hold. This is a swimmer actively pulling down with your lats. Or we have that hollow body hold, which I will do next set. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Lastly, we have a dead bug. If you're in a chair, we're just lifting the knees up, touching them to the opposite elbow. If you're standing, we can just do an opposite arm to opposite leg reach. And if you're familiar with the dead bug, it's going to be opposite arm, opposite leg, starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Whichever variation that feels good for you. Exercise should be choosing exercises that feel best for you. 3, 2, 1, and time. That is the end of set number 1. Feeling good today. I hope you are as well. After this, we can sail off into the weekend, feeling good about ourselves, being excited for the 45-minute sessions that are coming up next week. They're back, baby. All right. From the top, we have bridges, chair toe touch, or a single leg floor touch. I did the single leg floor touch last time. I'll do the bridge this time because it feels good for me. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Begin. And here we go. Now, usually I take this as an opportunity to bash Brussels sprouts. I say, I don't like Brussels sprouts. So when I choose them, if I'm trying to eat healthy, I'll choose something else like broccoli. But I've done it. I've done the impossible. I found a recipe to make Brussels sprouts taste good. I'll tell you about it in a second. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. The next exercise is the reverse fly into a row or a seated bent over row as we know it from a chair. All right. So I'll get ready for that position before I go telling stories. Forearms on the knees in just a second. I'll tell the story as we do this. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Row, reverse fly. Row, reverse fly. So my girlfriend Sid bought some Brussels sprouts. I said, Sid, I don't know about that. I don't want to take a picture of these in the cart if I can't make them delicious. And she said, you just wait. So she cut the stems off them, microwaved them for a few minutes, and then blasted them at 420 for like 20 minutes. And she pulled them out. Time with that exercise. So she pulls them out the oven, sets them on the thing, mixes them all up now that they've been absolutely torched. Like almost into like a salad, right? Puts on some Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo chicken wing sauce. Drizzles on some ranch on top, and god dang, it's about getting the green stuff first. And it's okay if you add 50, 100 calories really of dressing because you're getting the good stuff. And let me tell you, that was some good stuff. I was shocked that I was enjoying Brussels sprouts. Overhead press starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Generally, with this exercise, you also want to keep the lower core tight and breathe out on the press. Breathe in, breathe out on the press. Lower core tight, breathe out on the press. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Bada bing. Last time for core exercise number 1, I did the single arm wall press with the elbows facing the floor. What that means is really you're just externally rotating to keep the shoulder nice and stable. This time, I'm going to do a side plank. If you're in a chair, you can just do a knee lift starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. You can do it from your knees, of course. You can still use the door if you like. If this is too much weight on your shoulder capsule. Switching in 3, 2, 1, go. You can just roll. I like to switch so I'm facing the camera the entire time. Pulling the elbow down towards your feetsies. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. B-E-A. Beautiful. Next up, we have our squats. That's all. Just a squat. And we have a couple too many variations to put down at the bottom today. We'll check into that for next week. This is our deload week, though. Squats or knee extensions if you're in the chair. Ready, set, begin. Hi. Bada bing, bada boom. I hope you're enjoying the workout so far. Ten more seconds of squatting. Again, just like you're sitting in a chair. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Next up, we have our push-ups. That's going to work our chest, our triceps, and a little bit of anterior delt. That's the front of that shoulder complex right there, your deltoid complex. You can do them on the floor, from your knees, from an elevated surface, or from a door. Really, whatever you have laying around a counter will do. I'm going to do them from the tall position this time. Starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. Core tight, and pushing up. No. Keep it working. 10 more seconds. Full range of motion. Lower core tight. And time. Time with that exercise. Again, you want to be able to hold a conversation, an intensity, workout in an intensity where you can hold a conversation. It might not be easy, like what I'm doing, but you can hold a conversation. And that's how you know that you're at the right intensity for what we're doing and trying to accomplish. All right. That was the push-up. Next up, we have the hollow body hold or the swimmer. Your choice. I'm doing the hollow body from the floor. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. We're here. Hips tucked up underneath me. Core in tight. Pressing my hands into the floor. Pressing my forearms into the floor. Breathing deep into my belly. Trying to lift my entire belly off the floor. Keep doing swimmers if you're doing swimmers. 3, 2, 1, and time. Next up, we have our dead bugs. This can be on your back, standing, touching opposite knee to opposite elbow, or if you're in the chair, still opposite knee to opposite elbow. I'll do the standing variation this time. Ready, set, begin. Here we are. Reach to the sky and down, sky and down, sky and down. Breathe out on the contraction. Breathe in on the reach. Watch out for a ceiling fan. And time with that exercise. That's the end of set number 2. Wonderful. We are kicking butt and taking names with progress today. Really quick note on those swimmers. The hollow body hold. You might be saying, Seth, what are you doing there, guy? And really, we struggle to find exercises that actually work our lats. But let me tell you, if you do those right, you are absolutely shredding your lats when you're pushing down into the floor. And if you do it right with lower core activation, it will feel good, almost as a full body core exercise as well. From the top, we have our hinge starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. I'm choosing the single leg deadlift variation. Cool. Keep it going with your hinge, whichever variation you're doing. Keep it going. Pulling the butt back, feeling the weight in the center of my foot. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Good work. We're doing great through here. Still enjoying the free bodyweight exercise. The sun's actually coming out this morning and making a pretty solid glare. We love that. Next up, we have our reverse fly. Reverse fly starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin with the reverse fly here. There we go. Roll the elbows back, bring the elbows and hands up to the sky. Reverse fly, row, reverse fly, row. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. All right. I'm at a good level this morning, feeling scrumptious as always. I hope you're enjoying the workout. Feel free to check us out at ConnectedCHS.com. Happy face, your shirt is in the mail. Thank you for filling out that form. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Overhead press, ready, begin. Just an overhead press. Just a wee little overhead press. Set number 3. Exercise number 3. 3-3. Working our entire delt complex. A little bit of supraspinatus as well. Some upper trap. Really just all sorts of good shoulder stuff with this one. And time. Love a good military press. Next up, we have our either seated knee lift. This is core exercise number 1. We have our seated knee lift if you're in the chair. We have our side plank from the knees or tall. And then we have the door supported side plank from the door. I'm going to do it from the floor because that's what feels best for me. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. And we're up. Again, from the knees is just as acceptable. This is a nice intermission if you ask me. Switch sides in 3, 2, 1, here and up. And then if you really want to, if you're feeling like going for it, extend that leg and go all the way up. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Beautiful. There's it. Next up. Ooh. Next up, we have our squats. We love a good squat. We really do. Lunges, lateral squats, stair steps. They're all squat variations. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. You can also do a back squat, a front squat, a goblet squat. All of these are really good squat variations. If you ever end up going to a gym, ultimately, it's just holding a weight in a different place while you try and sit in a chair. That's about it. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. All right, push-ups. If you're in a chair, this time you're just doing an air press. If you had a band, you could take it, push it behind you, and do a press that way. But again, we don't use equipment in this exercise stream. You can do the hollow body hold or the swimmers starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. I'm going to do the swimmers only because it's easier and more accessible to start. Pulling down with your lats, reaching up, pulling down with this muscle over here. Reach up, pull down. And again, the hollow body hold. It's just like so. Core tight, tucked up underneath, hands on the floor, pushing your forearms into the floor, breathing through it, flexing your lower core. 3, 2, 1, and time. That one kicks my butt. I never actually use my deep core, which is probably why I've had back pain in the past when I lift heavy weights and don't actually activate my core. Besides the point, I'm helping you guys activate yours now and use it in a proper way. Next up, we have dead bugs. You can do a standing dead bug, floor dead bug, or an alternating knee touch in the chair. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. We're here, reaching back. Here, reaching back. Alternating hand to foot. If you're standing, breathe in on the reach up, breathe out on the opposite elbow touch to the knee. If you're in the dead bug position with me, breathe in, breathe out on the reach, breathe in, breathe out on the reach if you're on the floor, all right? And time with that exercise already? You're telling me that's it? Wait, we can't be done. Did I miss something? Aha. I did. I missed the push-up. I explained it and I skipped it. Push-ups for the last exercise of the day. Hooray. You can use the wall. You can use the couch. You can use the floor. I'm going to come right up here for the last one. I'll go from the knees. All right, here we are. Push-up starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. All right. Pushing up into the finish. Keeping the lower core tight. From whichever position feels best for you. Keep working. This is the last exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. That's a wrap. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Lovely, lovely work. Congratulations. That is day number 48 in the books. We're now at the amount we've been over the amount of weekly exercise that you need, that is recommended by the CDC. We've been there since week 12. We just finished week 16. Another month in the books. Wow. Time really does travel fast. Breathe through your nose, catch your breath. Do some self-hugs. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna fix that next week when we come back. It'll be at the bottom, I promise. With everything with 3 variations of each. I just have them written out in front of me this time because they couldn't all fit. There's a word limit on the bottom. So I was like, do I put them all down there or do I just try to explain them? And the clear answer is to have them at the bottom. 110%. I miss them too. It makes it easier for me to not have the board and have to look down. However, while we're cooling down, I did say that I was going to tell you the exercise. I did say that I was going to tell you the exercise at the end as my quads rock and sore. All right. Expert level move. All right. For those of you at home that want to try it, it's called the rear foot elevated split squat. And this one kicks the crap out of your quads. All right. If you want nice quads, nice strong quads, if you want to feel good about your quads, try this one out. Rear foot elevated. You can have a chair, a couch, anywhere that's about 1 to 2 feet off the floor. You're probably going to want to have some sort of chair for support the first time you do it. Standing on your dominant leg, back foot up on a surface. You're just going to squat down, get the back knee close to the floor, and stand back up. All right. I did a few sets of these yesterday, and let me tell you, you do them for 3 sets of 8 each side, and they will kick the crap out of your quads the next day. I'm talking a soreness that I've felt before, but not recently. All right. Remember, the quote of the week this week is, how can you be inspired if you do not surround yourself by the things that inspire you? Get the other boys to list to if possible. Can do. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the quote of the week, and that goes in very well with the social environmental pillar. Of course, you have to surround yourself by the things that you want to reflect who you are. You are, this is the tidbit of the day, by the way, you are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's very true. You're also a reflection of the environment that you surround yourself in. All right. And a lot of people are very fate-driven, kind of, indeterminate. I don't know what the future is going to hold. But I think that's the one thing that separates humans from pretty much anything else, is that we have the cognitive ability to look into the future and say, hey, I want my life to look like this. And then you can say, what steps can take me for my life to look like this? And you can begin to control or change your environment or the people that you surround yourself with to make that change. That is what the social environmental pillar is all about. And please remember that I know there are a lot of things that are out of our control, but there are a few things that are within our ability to change and alter for our benefit to reach our health goals. All right. So with that said, that's all I have for you today. This is Friday, day 48. If you have any questions, shoot them into the chat over there. Eventually I'll get it figured out. It's on my left over here on the screen, but I have to point to the right. Same thing with the bottom. It's not top bottom. If I point to the top, I don't point to the bottom. So it doesn't matter. If you have any questions, shoot them in the chat. I'll definitely I'll talk to them today. Happy face about getting the thing at the bottom. That's a great idea. And when you first brought it up, it was a great idea, and it's still a great idea, and I'll try and continue that. Next week, we are going 4 times a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I will be at 7:30 a.m. on Monday. I'm always going to be your Monday man. All right. Still 8 exercises. We're going for 45 minutes of exercise on Monday. Again, get you in 45 minutes and get you out. You don't even have to leave your home. It's all body weight, no equipment required. All right. Monday at 7:30 a.m. And we'll have the list at the bottom. If you missed this and you want to join this, not live, but a replay of this exercise, feel free to hop on to Twitch, Facebook, or check us out on YouTube through our playlists. And you can see all these exercises at ConnectedCHS played all the way through. All right. If you have any questions, reach out to us at connectedchs30@gmail.com. Happy face. Thank you, as always, for your unlimited support in joining these exercises. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you live Monday at 7:30 a.m. for day 49, week 17. Seth Spicer from ConnectedCHS signing out. Bye. Have a good weekend, everybody.